Hey, Devon, how are you? Thanks for taking some time. Welcome to the show.
Really, really good. I hate to sound like that guy, but actually got three chairs that assist me, and we're under the direction of Maddie Kelly from Curling Canada. That's been outstanding to deal with.
Okay, so we're a couple days away from this all wrapping up. Take us back. How many years ago did this idea first pop up of, hey, maybe we should, or the idea first came up, you're going to apply all that? Because this just doesn't happen overnight. This is a process. So when did it start? When did you get involved?
It started a couple of years ago, but I personally became involved probably about 7-8 months ago when I got a call from Shauna Fritzler, who is the general manager here at the Temple Garden Center. And she asked if I'd be interested in being one of the vice chairs for this event. And it sounded like an outstanding opportunity and obviously a fun and rewarding experience. So I jumped at it.
Having had the opportunity to have been there earlier this week, I will tell you a little bit about my beef in a second. But first, hats off to the volunteers. What a well-run, well-organized event. And you can just feel the community pride oozing as soon as you get into that facility. So what kind of volunteers do you have? How many are on site? Because I can't imagine that undertaking.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your feedback on that. It is absolutely outstanding. It is awesome to be working in an environment where everybody is so involved in a positive way and everybody's pulling on the rope the same way. So the structures I talked about earlier, it's Curl Canada, then us four chairs, then we have about 20 directors that we oversee, and then the directors oversee another 350 volunteers that are spread out in numerous tasks throughout the building. And some of those tasks are very specific. For example, the timers and the statisticians, those are local people that when you're watching the game on TV and you see the stats on shooting percentages and things of that nature, those are local people that are working with both Curl Canada and Curling World Curling to develop those results. And those are specifically high-trained people to do those tasks. So then on the other end, we have a lot of people that are just doing such things as youth engagement. And in the youth engagement part, we partnered up with numerous schools in southern Saskatchewan. We brought in close to 4,000 kids on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and exposed them to the game. And really on that end of the scale, it is just all about building blocks for the kids. A lot of these kids have never been in an arena before, and even for the teachers even commented that how cool it was that they even see inside the rink, are exposed to curling, but even basic learning fundamentals on how to find your seat and find your way around through busy quarters and be part of the experience was just wonderful.
Now, when I moved to Moose Jaw back in 1993, it's definitely different than Moose Jaw in 2025. You're welcoming the world. What has the response been from the teams and the officials, from everyone who's come in? Because if you're an international curler, you've probably been to a lot of different places. What's the feedback been so far as Moose Jaw as a whole?
Very positive. It's interesting to know most teams are staying in different hotels throughout the city. One team in particular has rented a house. And in my role, and my wife's the director also, in her role, we come across the players regularly. And the real cool thing that you don't see when you see these events hosted awesomely on television is exactly what you're saying, the behind the scenes. And for the players to come in, obviously you respect they're here to win. They're here for competition, so you give them their space, but they're more than happy to just be regular people and show that they are regular people. They've done a lot of things in town, from going to various restaurants. The cooperation with getting things signed that are going to be legacies in the community, the players are always supportive and willing to do that. Obviously, you have to be respectful to pick the appropriate times. The feedback has been positive. The one thing I can probably leak out, which is a very common, very interesting thing, is we can't believe how much coffee the players drink throughout this event. It's bananas. My wife says, like, how do you guys drink on this evening draw and go home and sleep? And it's phenomenal. We go through a ton of coffee. So that's kind of the behind the scene fact that caught me a little bit off guard.
Well, if my math is correct, if Canada defeats Austria this afternoon, I believe they earn a bye directly into the semifinal, and they're doing that right now, leading 5-1. My quick beef about the event, 9 numbers. I was 9 numbers off on Wednesday's 50-50 draw. So just throwing, I know you're telling me. But having said that, the way you have the souvenirs and the mementos set up, I think is phenomenal. And the jersey that Canada is wearing today is a darker jersey that we haven't seen before. Someone said that was a Moose Jaw inspired jersey with Northern Lights and something. Is there any truth to any of that?
Gosh, I would love to say it's Moose Jaw inspired, and perhaps it is, but I can't say it is for certain. But it's definitely the Northern Lights inspiration. Matter of fact, on that jersey, when we have our other kids program, which is called the Future Stars program, that's 52 kids that are paired up with each curling team. That is actually the jersey that these young elementary school kids and high school kids get to take home once they're paired up with the team, and they get the autographs, pictures, and that nature. So very cool jerseys. Glad you picked up on it and mentioned it, and the kids are certainly appreciative to go home with those.
A couple of things. I know when we rented a house in Moose Jaw, I don't know if we would have invited international guests in, and coffee wasn't the most drank beverage in the house. Times were different then. Curling was different. I know you're busy. You got to have your eyes on certain things at certain times. There's a lot going on. But when you have had a chance to watch some of the curling up close and live, it's one thing to see it on TV, but it's a whole other thing when you're only feet away from seeing how good these guys are.
Absolutely. On that note, one of the things that just jumps out, and I'm a recreational curler. I have been my whole life, and when you see these people in person and you watch them slide out at the broom on target, that's what jumps out at me. They're so accurate right from when they line up in the act and they position themselves for the shot, and once they engage in the delivery, I could only wish that I could slide out that directly and be focused on the broom even before they even release the rock. So that's something that's in person that you're able to see that sometimes you don't have that opportunity on television as clearly as you do on in person.
Well, the biggest question that I was asked today, and I know that Ben Hebert addressed it with his friends and family, telling them they're sold out for tonight. Don't even ask me anymore. The tickets are gone. What is the ticket situation for the weekend? Can I still get tickets?
You better hurry. We meet almost daily with the Curl Canada folks, and they're excellent to give our local committee and our local leaders here updates. We are totally sold out for tonight. There is a few tickets left for the upcoming games, but they're going extremely quickly. So we fully anticipate that we will be entirely sold out in the very, very near future. I can't give you exact numbers. I simply don't have them, but I know that ticket sales have been extremely going extremely well. So we're very pleased with that.
I heard Heather Eby on the radio the other day with Cody and Gloria. And I think one of the neatest things that you guys have decided to do, and I don't know if it was, a conscious decision, but to come down to the patch, there's no charge. So it's one thing to get in and there's only X amount of tickets to watch the curling, but to come and be part of it, because that's the social aspect. And hey, the game's only so long, but the patch can go forever. Well, till last call. What's it been like in there? Because that's where the party is, once you're off the ice to the patch, here we go. It's time for everybody to love curling.
That's easy. I'll give you a one-word answer: fun.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. And the other thing that's really neat with the patch is the up close and personal segment. And what that is each team will have the opportunity to go to the patch. I shouldn't say each team. The majority of teams will have the opportunity to go to the patch, and Stu, the Curl Canada host, interviews them, and the crowd can become engaged, asking whatever questions they feel. And that's really revealing, and we appreciate the players being very engaging, revealing, and honest and forthright. For example, I've been a curling fan forever. I didn't realize that with Sweden and the Edin team that Mr. Edin didn't start curling till he was 15 years old. That kind of caught me off guard, and the other members on the team weren't much earlier. So just some little facts and trivia and personal stuff that they share is really interesting, and it just brings the fans and the people, anyone who appreciates curling, it just brings them into the whole spirit of the game and the event. So that's really cool.
All right, I see that there's no chance we're going to revisit those 9 numbers from Wednesday night, but I guess maybe a broader question. When you look back at, when you want people, whether it's the athletes, whether it's the people that have come, like, again, the Scots wearing the kilts down Main Street was so cool on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What do you want the legacy of this event to be? Because, again, there are so many kids that have had their eyes open to the sport and the opportunity that exists with it.
Well, exactly that. We want to expose the game and the camaraderie, the fun to the kids, because curling is a wonderful sport. I always refer to it as chess on ice, and a lot of people can certainly think the game, but it's a whole nother challenge to execute, and that's what these people here do on a regular basis with every shot. So just exposure to the game, and as far as the fan concept or the fan engagement, we want people to leave Moose Jaw saying that they had fun. And it's such a simple word, but really that's what it comes down to. We're proud to be ambassadors for the city. Our volunteerism is unbelievable. We had a meeting with the leadership group here, and once we got together, as opposed to Zooming all the time, and we're actually in the building, and we learned what everyone's tasks are and the responsibilities they had. We are so deep with experienced individuals who have done Scotties in 2015, who've done Scotties in 2020. One of the organizers in the 1983, I believe it was still called Scotties in '83. She actually came dressed on country night in the clothes that she wore as a volunteer in 1983. So that was pretty epic on so many fronts. So to see her, just embracing and engaging everyone in the building in that 1983 volunteer outfit was awesome. So all those things bundled together, we just want a wonderful experience for everybody, and we want people to come back, and we want to host this again.
Devon Oleniuk from the BKT World Men's Curling Championships. Couple of things as we wrap here. Brad Jacobs, not only does he, every time he wins, you feel very patriotic, Team Canada, but come on, man. Like, I don't know what your workout regimen is, but with the tight shirts and the gun show happening, you're making a lot of us feel bad at home on the couch that we really haven't done anything all winter, and we may need to step up our routine once the snow melts and, we can get outside and, get some bicep curls in and stuff, because hands down, best in, he's winning the trophy for best in shape curler this year, 2025.
Well, and the beautiful thing about that is he's one of the oldest, if not definitely one of the oldest, perhaps even the oldest, and he's rocking it more than anybody. So it certainly switched my game plan on where I'm headed. So I've switched from the hard stuff and I went straight to the diet. So this is the effect that Mr. Jacobs is having on some of the people in the building.
All right, it's a new trend. It could go viral, as the kids say. All right, Devon, we'll let you get back to it.